Oh no. So I was thinking the other day about what I thought life would be like when I was younger versus now. And I know when I was younger there was a lot of things that I wanted to do, but I thought, do you know what, I'll just leave it until I'm 20 and I'll do it then. And I'm really not doing any of those now that I'm 20. So this is a kind of what I thought life would be like versus what it actually is. So when I was younger I used to eat a lot of junk food, and I just thought that when you get older you look after yourself because that's what being an adult is. No, I think the past couple of days for meals I've eaten pizza, parsnips and toast. Yeah, parsnips as a meal. Awesome. Going along the same lines, when I was younger I was like, I don't need to exercise now, I'll just exercise when I'm older, because again that's what being an adult is about. I had a gym membership last year and I think I went about 5 times. I don't have a gym membership anymore. I barely get out the house. I just sit around playing Skyrim all day. I also thought that when I was older I would be out having fun, going to gigs, going to parties and things like that. As I said earlier, I sit around playing Skyrim all day. I also thought when I was younger that I would be like just in general out doing stuff. But no, I kind of feel like now that I'm 20, I'm too old for that kind of stuff. I know that I'm not, and 20 is not old at all, but when it comes to actually doing something, I'm like, really old for that. Too much. And there are certain things that go the other way that I did when I was younger that I wish I had waited until I was 20 to do. For example, I first dyed my hair when I was 13, and I went from being kind of a mousy blonde, mousy brown to having red hair. And for anyone who's dyed their hair knows that red is probably one of the worst colours to try and get out of your hair. So from 13 until I was 18, I think, I dyed my hair every couple of months, and it would mostly be a different colour apart from that period where I had black hair for like a year. And when I was 18 I decided that I wanted blonde hair full stop, so I had to go and get it bleached. It took them 6 hours to get my hair from whatever state it was in into being blonde. That's really ruined my hair. So I kind of wish that I'd waited until I was older to start dyeing my hair, because then I would know how to take care of my hair and to not dye it every 2 weeks because I was bored, and bleached the hell out of it. So yeah, basically when I was younger I thought that when I was 20 I was gonna have a full-time job, have a car, be driving, I would be in a relationship and I would be happy in my own flat and settled and blah 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 blah. But turns out that okay, I'm in my own flat, but it's student, so it's not mine. I'm not in a relationship, I don't have a car, I can drive, but I can't afford a car. And generally, life is just not how I thought it was. I also thought as well that when you get older that things like being awkward and being clumsy and things like that just kind of fade away. Because when you're younger and you look to adults, you look at your family or your parents or your teachers, none of them seem awkward or clumsy or anything like that. They all just seem very stable. Suppose is the word I'm looking for. Whereas I'm still not. I'm still clumsy and trip over nothing, and I'm awkward. For example, being a girl, sometimes you have a door be open for you, which I find very awkward because I'm like, oh god no, please don't watch me walk through this door in case something happens. This time it did. Coming out of a Chinese the other week, quite late at night, I think it was like 12:30, and my friend opens the door for me, and somehow, I don't know how, because if you imagine someone opening a door, you just walk through the door and their arm is holding the door open. I don't understand how this happened. But as I went through the door, I managed to knock my drink into his drink, which then ricocheted over me into his face, causing him to fall into the Chinese store. Luckily, I was holding the food. It's fine. But I don't know how that happened. So definitely when you get older, being clumsy and being awkward does not fade away. If anything, it gets worse. Because you're looked at being an adult and you're not meant to be clumsy and fucking falling over. Because you're an adult, you're meant to be looked upon as being mature, not falling over everything that happens to cross your path. So if there is any way that I could tell my younger self to not put things off until you're older and to not think that everything just miraculously gets easier when you're older, then I would. I just thought it was quite a funny thing that when I was younger I was like, yeah, when I'm 20 I'll do it. Yeah, when I'm 20 it'll be fine. Or even not even when you're 20, just when you're an adult. But now I'm looking back on it and I'm like, why did I not do things there and then? Why? Because I'm lazy.